Hi guys, this is Amy Murray from Murray Abstract Art, and I'm here today on behalf of Resin Obsession to do a quick tutorial for y'all to show you how to prep a wood panel before you paint on it to ensure that you have nice clean edges and a clean back so that there's no worries about having to do any sanding, and the presentation on the back is going to look as beautiful as on the front. There's only a few supplies that you need and it doesn't take much time. So today I'm going to start with an 11 by 14 wood panel. Just some regular old painter's tape, a wooden stir stick that you would use for mixing up your resin, and I'm going to have some thumbtacks, 4 of them. And then also today I'm going to use a primer for my wood panel in white, because I'll be doing a painting later with some white negative space. So you can use white or black depending upon the colors that you're going to be painting with. So give me 1 second and I'll be right back to show you how to do this. Okay, so the first step, you're going to want to put your tape on the back of your wood panel. And this is so that we can prevent the resin from collecting and making those long drips that you're going to have to sand off later. So it's okay if your tape goes a little past the dimensions of your painting, because we're going to fold them over. And I'm going to show you how to ensure that the resin doesn't seep underneath your tape, because that can be a problem. That was one of the issues I had in the beginning, is I would tape the back and then the resin would somehow manage to wiggle underneath. But it's as simple as getting this popsicle stick after you put your tape on the back, and you just press, kind of rub, so that the tape is sticking to all those little fibers of the wood. Really smooth it down, because if resin finds a hole, it's going to squeeze itself in there. But if you really press this down, you'll have no problem keeping the back clean. So just rub it a few times, nice and smooth. Make sure the edges are pressed firmly along the wood panel. And that's it. Now I'll do that for all 4 sides. Alright guys, so the last step for getting your wood panel ready for some resin painting is to prime it, which I did. I took it outside and I sprayed it with my primer. And then I put my thumbtacks I mentioned earlier, I put them in the 4 corners on my wood panel so that it elevates it off of the table. Now I prefer this over plastic cups because sometimes it's hard to move your panel around when you're working, to work with your resin and then set it back down on the cups. I've misaligned it and had paintings tilt over. So with the thumbtacks, you can just set it down, you can move it, and you have no worries of trying to line it back up or balance it on anything. So I'm gonna go do some resin painting, and then once I'm done, I'll show you how I remove my tape. See y'all in a little bit. Okay guys, here's the moment of truth. I found my little edge here, and I'm about to take off my tape and show you my flawless edges, fingers crossed. Just to let you know, you want to let your resin sit until it's semi-cured. You still want it to be pliable. That way, if you wait for it to be completely cured, you might have to get an X-Acto knife out to remove the tape from the edges, and I prefer not to do that. So with the Master Cast resin, I probably waited about 4 hours, and now I'm going to remove the tape. All resins have a different curing time, so it depends on what you're working with, how long you need to let it sit. But I've got my edge pulled up, and I'm going to slowly, just take your time, I'm going to remove at a slight angle. There we go. And now what I like about having these clean edges is it depends on the colors you've used. You can go back and paint your edges black and put some varnish over it for like a modern look. You could use a wood stain. You could paint your edges gold. I mean, the options that you have are, pretty limitless. So with this piece here, I did a lot of fun kind of spring and summer colors, and I like the natural wood. I would just leave it the way it is. So here we go, it's coming off nice. One last side, no problems. No paint, no resin. pretty easy. Now, all my edges are perfect. My back is going to be nice and clean. Just leave the tape on the back and the thumbtacks there, let it sit, cover it back up until it's fully cured, and then you can remove the tape off of the back. But all you really want to do is get these edges exposed before your resin gets too hard. So I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope this gives you some more options for finishing out your art in different ways. Thanks again for watching, guys.